Hello everyone, I'm Salad, and welcome back to Danganronpa 2. Last time we had a murder, well, actually it was before that last time, but last time we investigated Byakuya's murder. I'm not going to reiterate all of my thoughts from last session, but basically I think that Kazuichi did it. That's the only thing I can think of. There's all sorts of weird stuff going on here, so I don't think we have the full picture yet. So let's just get started. Again, we don't have any skills, so that's curious. And the difficulty's on max, right? Yep, the difficulty's on max, as it should be. So let's finish preparations and get started. Yep, let's go to the class trial.
Now then, let's begin with a simple explanation of the class trial.
Alright, well, let's see how this goes. Oh, Monami is being strung up. She doesn't get a chair, I guess. Man, I've been really excited to actually start this class trial. So I'm glad we're finally getting to this.
During the class trial, you will present your arguments for who the killer is and vote for who done it.
Yep, for who done it. Looking at everybody's faces here. Why is Nagito happy? Why is Nagito so weird? Why is he happy right now? I don't understand him. Weird.
If you vote correctly, then only the blackened will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong person, I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and that person will earn the right to leave this island.
Okay.
Such a cruel rule.
Poor Monami.
Before we begin, I'd like to confirm one thing. Is there really a killer among us?
Yeah, Nagito has been trying to prove that. I mean, he didn't talk to us about his thoughts on that before the trial started. He just said, like, I'm going to investigate to try to make sure that nobody did it. But he never really told us whether or not he truly believes that now or not.
Most definitely. There's no doubt that the blackened is lurking among you.
What does that blacken to you, Monokuma?
Such a sad state of affairs, isn't it? By the way, this class trial is gonna be 100% fair, so there's no need to worry.
Why do you have to say that, Monokuma? Now you're making me think that it's not going to be 100% fair.
I'm the type who hates favoritism and prejudice. Well, not as much as I hate Monami, of course.
You hate me that much?
Now she's got mushrooms growing on her, apparently.
Now, let's begin.
You're telling us to begin, but what are we supposed to do?
Well, he already told you. Decide who you think the blackened is.
No complaining, let's just settle this with our fists.
Were you even listening to the rules?
Kazuichi.
Didn't that
I don't know about you.
bastard get killed in the dining hall, huh? Then everyone there is a fucking suspect.
Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong, but I mean, so are you.
Yeah, what you're really trying to say is that you're not the killer, right?
No shit. You guys went off on your own and started killing each other. This has nothing to do with me.
I mean, maybe.
Huh? What does that mean?
Anyway, why don't we try talking about the most pressing issue on our minds?
And that is...
Huh. The most pressing issue on our minds?
Where we found the body. It's very strange to find a body underneath a table.
Yeah, I agree. That is the weirdest part. I still don't understand that. Was he stabbed from below? But I don't know.
Then
Weird.
let's start with that mystery.
The reason why Byakuya's body was discovered under the dining hall table. We can start with that, but ultimately, we need to find out who murdered him. I guess, yeah, that's the end goal, but we need to take this one step at a time, Hajime. I think the first step would honestly be figuring out what weapon was used to kill him, but if we can't do that... No, thinking about ifs is a waste of time. Yep, it is. We have to do this, no matter what. So the class trial has finally started. From this point on, I will provide simple tutorials at every important moment, okay? I wonder how this is going to differ from the ones in Danganronpa 1. I'm sorry, but please excuse my ear-tainting rudeness. As things progress during each class trial, you will engage in a number of non-stop debates. Okay? During these discussions, All of your classmates will speak one after the other without any breaks. It's up to you to reveal any lies or mistakes. This means you'll have to use your truth bullets to refute what they say. Sounds familiar. Out of all the truth bullets you find during your investigation, only the relevant ones will be loaded into the truth cylinder. Okay. Use the mouse to move the reticle, fire with the left mouse button, and pay close attention to the statements. Blast the right ones. You run out of time, you fail. And escape for controls. Alright, here we go. It looks like they're just dropping us right into this. So, knife, bloodstain, gaps in the floorboard. I think gaps in the floorboard is probably what we want.
Why was Byakuya's body in a place like that?
His body was underneath the table
Okay, so spaces slow things down.
at the very back of the dining hall.
After the killer murdered Byakuya, they probably moved the body there.
Huh? Why? Obviously by hiding the body. They tried to delay its discovery! Like a dog burying a bone!
They didn't do a very good job of that, though. Huh? What he just said was strange. It clearly contradicts the information I know.
Why was Byakuya?
Oh, you're saying that it was moved?
in a place like?
Hold on, let me see. How do I change the mouse wheel? And then controls to fast forward. Okay, so I guess it's mouse wheel. So
His body was underneath the table at the very back of the
it's actually the
dining hall.
bloodstains that tell us that he hasn't
After
been
the killer
moved.
murdered Byakuya, they probably moved the body there.
I think it's that.
No, that's wrong.
No, that's wrong. Okay, so we still got the no, that's wrong. Awesome. Yeah, the bloodstains are only there.
No, I don't think the killer moved the body.
Yeah, otherwise we would have seen the tracks.
Huh? Why?
Try to remember what the body looked like when we found it under the table.
Oh, okay. So Nagito understands as well.
Though there was a lot of blood everywhere, there was no sign the killer actually dragged the body through it.
Yep.
So that's why you think it's impossible that the killer moved the body. I see. I get your point.
Aw, and here I thought I had a genius idea.
No, apparently not. Maybe you really don't understand what happened?
Too bad you're so stupid and boring and unpopular. Your life is meaningless.
I respond better to praise, you know.
I mean, most people respond better to praise.
But if the
Be
killer
weirder if you didn't.
move the body, why was it under the table?
That's a question I still can't understand.
Byakuya was probably killed under the table.
Yeah, from below, stabby stabbed, but like, why was he under there to begin with?
What? You think he was killed under the table?
Grabbing the knife there, maybe? But I can't understand that.
So Byakuya snuck under the table for reasons unknown, and that's when he was killed. Then, shortly thereafter, we found his body under the table.
That does make sense, but why did he go under the table?
It would have to be for the knife, right? But I can't understand why he would go for the knife. I can't imagine that he was planning to kill somebody and all that. Like, turn off the lights and go stab somebody. I mean, he got that message, right? He got that message about how somebody was looking to kill somebody, and he brought everyone together to keep them safe. Did he actually do it so he could kill first? I can't imagine that.
Obviously, he was hiding so he could surprise us. That dude was always a big jokester.
I don't know about that, Akane.
The hell he was? You seriously couldn't tell what kind of person he was?
What kind of person? What do you know, Kazuichi? You know what kind of person he is? You mean that... Is Kazuichi saying that he thinks that Byakuya is a murderous kind of person? That's why he killed him? Or more likely, this is going to be interpreted as he just doesn't think he's a jokester.
Maybe he panicked during the blackout and dove under the table.
It's a blackout, not an earthquake. Just because the power went out doesn't mean he'd dive under the table.
And more likely, he'd bonk his head against the table, not actually go under it. It makes me think that, yeah, like I said, I think that Byakuya had the night vision goggles, and that's why he was able to get under the table and go for the knife. But something else killed him. Someone else killed him from below? But who?
The reason why is probably connected to what Byakuya was doing during the party, don't you think?
Hmm? The reason Byakuya dove under the table... Crap, I'm supposed to know this? It's connected to what Byakuya was doing during the party, and that's probably... I mean, he was patting everybody down. He was taking all the weapons from people. Let's see. Where it was discovered. The knife. I mean, I would think it would be the knife. To go grab the knife. Bloodstain under the table. Gaps. Timer. Goggles. Embarrassing pose. I still don't understand the relevance of that. But I guess it's going to be important later on. The case. Can I see the details on this? No, I didn't want to submit it. Crap, I didn't want to submit it. Okay, well, we know it's not the case, but I wanted to look at the details on that. I thought that was what right-click did. Alright, so I guess it wasn't the case. It had nothing to do with that. The noise. Fire door, equipment. The murder threat? I mean, that could be a reason why he hid under the table, but I doubt it. Alright, I'm thinking that it's the knife, but can I actually look at this? Maybe it's left click? Yeah, okay, it's left click. Let's say knife found under the table where the body was discovered. A glowing paint-like substance coats it. It's connected to what Byakuya was doing at the party. I'm guessing going for the knife? That's what I think.
I can prove it with this. It probably has something to do with the knife we found under the table.
Okay, so really are jumping to this already.
Oh, you mean that thing that obviously screams, "I am the murder weapon"?
I mean, I don't know if it was actually the murder weapon or not. Like I said, I think it was one of the skewers.
Byakuya probably noticed the knife was hidden there.
He would have had to have noticed it a lot earlier, and that wouldn't make any sense. He had to already know that it was there.
So in order to get it, he moved under the table.
He was particularly sensitive to the presence of dangerous items, so I cannot deny that possibility. But how did he notice that there was a knife under the table?
He would have to have been the one that put it there.
If he knew beforehand, he
Or
probably
it was
would have
glowing,
done something
actually.
about it before the blackout, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, it did have glow-in-the-dark tape on it, right? If he was wearing night vision goggles, it wouldn't need glow-in-the-dark tape at all, because he would be able to see it. So maybe he did put it there. Maybe he saw that it was glowing and went towards it. No, but I don't get it. He wouldn't have seen that it was glowing, and unless he didn't have the night vision goggles on. I don't get it.
Then,
Somebody had something, and somebody put the knife there.
He saw it right at that moment.
I mean, yeah, like maybe because of the glow-in-the-dark paint, but...
Like, for example, he might have seen someone trying to take the knife out from under the table.
Maybe, but then why would he dive under the table? That's kind of risky.
No, that's not possible.
What? You seem rather confident about that.
Of course. I have proof to back me up.
This is almost like a real trial.
I mean, it is a real trial, for the most part. It basically is. During the previous statement, there was only one weak spot. But from this point on, there'll be multiple. Okay. But there's only one lie, and there will be false weak spots. So don't shoot them. And yeah, don't shoot them or you lose points. And you can fail. And use your brain. And you can concentrate with space. And yeah. And it uses the focus gauge. And you can review the controls. Alright. We don't have to read that too closely. I think we understand. So knife, bloodstain, gaps. Oh my gosh, it's so many things. So what's important here? Why would he not... Okay, well...
I'm sure Byakuya ducked under the table during the blackout.
That
Gotta be
sounds
this.
correct. If that's the case, during the blackout, Mr. Ham Hands must have seen the killer take the knife.
But it was super pitch black.
It was so dark I couldn't see my food.
Byakuya couldn't see in the dark either.
So are we saying that he had the night vision goggles? That must be what we're saying
I doubt
here.
he could have seen the killer.
But I'm not convinced that that's the case, because there was still the glow in the dark paint that could have tipped him off to it. I mean, I guess the killer could have done that for themselves only, but then why did nobody else see it? That's the thing. Why did nobody else see the glow in the dark paint? It's true, getting under that table during the blackout would have been nearly impossible, but about these night vision goggles.
Left under the table.
Okay.
During the black, that sounds correct. If that's the case, during the blackout, you must have seen the kill.
But it was super. It was so dark I couldn't see.
Byakuya couldn't
All right,
see in
so
the dark.
it's got to be this. There's nothing else it could be. Break.
No, Byakuya was probably
Nice,
the only one who
nice
was
music
able to
we
see
got
in the
here.
dark.
Got revelations happening. Hajime is popping off. No, Byakuya is probably the only one who was able to see in the dark.
Why do you say that?
Oh, I didn't need to read his line.
He was using those night vision goggles we found under the table. He could have seen what was happening.
Mm-hmm.
So, are you saying Byakuya was the one who used those night vision goggles?
That's what I think, but it's also possible it could be the other way around and the killer used them. But then the killer probably wouldn't have left them there, I guess.
Yeah, that seems to be the case.
Your reasoning is out of focus.
Oh? We're out of focus.
No, that's obviously wrong. It should be the other way around.
See, that's what I'm wondering too. It might be the other way around. But this is interesting that we're getting like a back and forth with Mahiru.
Other way around?
Seriously? The killer used those night vision goggles, not Byakuya.
That's reasonable. It's really reasonable that she's saying that, and I can't refute it. Were you surprised by Mahiru's sudden argument? Yeah, I was. Just between you and me, I was also surprised. Okay, narrator. Who are you exactly? Just kidding, I'm sorry. Okay, yeah, you have the script. You shouldn't be surprised. Now then, when this kind of argument surfaces, you will get into a one-on-one debate called a rebuttal showdown. Okay. In this mode, you have to counter the other person's claim, draw out their weak spots, okay, and argue against them. I guess in this case, the weak spot would be why would, well, my thoughts are that why would the killer have left that there? Please counter the other person's remarks with the WASD keys. Okay. Based on the shape of the remarks, it's important to know whether to cut vertically, sideways, or diagonally? What? Okay. And based on that, you can skew the debate's mood to your advantage. On the other hand, if you ignore the other person's remarks, it will skew towards their advantage. In the bottom right-hand corner of your screen of numbers, that shows the sharpness of your counter is displayed. This is the number of times you can cut remarks during one round of the debate. Okay, so I can only cut a limited number of times? You will lose counts of sharpness even if you miss, so be careful, okay? When the mood skews towards your advantage for a certain length of time, the other party's argument changes. Okay. That means the conversation will develop. If that happens, it will end up divulging some weak spots. However, you cannot normally cut remarks that contain weak spots. Instead, it will skew the mood towards the other party's advantage. Plus, it's going to be very big. What? So you mean I have to do something else, like fire a truth bullet? Just like a regular debate, please refute any weak spots with the left mouse button. Okay. Of course, if you don't have the correct truth blade, you will not be able to cut an opponent's remark. What's a truth blade? Yes, please tell me. I'm terribly sorry. It appears there's been a delay in contacting you. I'll make sure the person in charge of contacting you takes a very long vacation. What? In this mode, truth bullets will be called truth blades. Okay, sure. That's about it. There won't be any other changes to your handbook menu. Only the name was changed, but don't you think a change in feeling is important? No, but okay. Whatever you say, narrator. If you press the escape key, you can do controls. Okay, have fun. So it sounds like there's gonna be some kind of shaped things that I need to use the WSD keys to slice through, and then I click when I see the truth weak spot thing, and I have to make sure I use the right one. This is the thing, I don't know which one is the right truth blade yet. So that's a problem. I haven't figured this part out. Crap. Might be doomed. Rebuttal showdown. Knife case, irons, and storing room? What shows that he couldn't be the one using the... I guess the case because it was in his case?
If you just use
That's gotta be it.
The killer obviously used those night vision goggles. That's gotta be it.
Can't advance forward if I'm just listening. I should let Mahiru say what she wants to say and then find a point that I can argue against. Oh, okay. So I shouldn't push back yet. I was getting confused, so I started pushing pushing left to try to push back.
If you just use common sense. The killer obviously used those night vision goggles. That's gotta be it.
Damn it!
I can't just listen to what you're saying. I also need to respond. Wait, what? I don't get it.
Common sense. The killer obviously used those night vision goggles. That's gotta be it.
Okay.
If you just use common sense. The killer obviously used those night vision goggles. That's gotta be it.
I don't get it. Crap. This is not good.
If you just...
Alright, I'm gonna have to think about this, about how exactly I use here. I can concentrate, I can open help, handbook menu, fast forward. Okay, slash in the direction you press with WASD. What's telling me the direction that I need to press? Overturn is right mouse button? I don't think we've been told about overturn.
The killer obviously used those night vision goggles. That's gotta be it. If you just use common sense. The killer obviously used those night vision goggles. That's gotta be it.
I can't advance forward if I'm just listening. I should let Mahiru say what she wants to say and then find a point I can argue against.
If you just use
yeah, but if I just wait, it'll take damage.
The killer obviously used those night vision goggles.
Okay.
That's gotta be it.
Damn it!
Okay, so maybe I just need to push back a little bit.
The killer obviously used those night vision goggles. That's gotta be it. If you just use common sense. The killer obviously used those night vision goggles. That's gotta be it.
Alright, this is probably going to take me a little while. I'll get back to you guys when I actually do this correct.
Where's
Advance?
that the killer used them?
What?
Because if they use night vision goggles, then they couldn't kill Byakuya even in the dark. I mean, in reality, so those goggles were planned in advance. The killer brought them to the crime scene.
What?
Allow me to cut through those words.
Okay. I think I messed up a lot in that second part, cutting through things. I don't know how, but apparently I did. I'll have to get a better grasp on that next time. No, Byakuya was definitely the one who brought those night vision goggles. Yeah, I was trying to slash around. It kept slashing the letters. I didn't want to slash the letters. And I didn't know which way I was supposed to slash, but I'll figure it out as I go along.
Definitely? But why?
Inside the Duralumin case Byakuya had with him during the party, we found a smaller case for storing the night vision goggles.
Yep.
Which means we can assume that the night vision goggles were kept inside that Duralumin case as well.
True. Okay, I guess that makes a lot of sense.
Woohoo! I said assume! Ibuki never uses such clever language.
Okay, so maybe the Byakuya saw it with the night vision goggles because the glow was brighter in them than without night vision goggles. That's why he noticed them first. So he put on the night vision goggles, he saw it, he went over to it. Somebody also went over to that as well though and stabbed him? Is that what we're getting at here? Or maybe he went for it because he saw it because somebody else was planning to do a murder. So he went over there to confiscate it. Somebody thought he was going to murder somebody and stabbed him instead. Like maybe there was somebody hiding underneath and said, oh, this guy's going to go try to kill somebody. Let me stab him. Maybe?
Plus, Byakuya was the only one who could have taken the night vision goggles out of the case.
Yeah, but I guess.
Since he was carrying it around before the blackout in the first place.
I see. When you put it like that, it makes sense.
It makes sense though that Mahiru is the one that's that's arguing with us here, because she seems to be the smartest one besides ourselves here. That's actually trying to figure out what's going on in the case.
Then, was that knife inside the case too? If there were night vision goggles inside, it wouldn't be weird for a knife to be in there too.
Nope, it's got the glow-in-the-dark paint on it.
It would be weird.
I am weird, aren't I? Times like this.
Yes, you are.
I'll be fantasizing about tonight's main dish.
Ew! You totally mean that in a perverted way.
Well, why did you interpret that in a perverted way, Hiyoko? Does that say something about you as well? The knife was brought in the Duralumin case along with the night vision goggles too? Nope. No, that's not possible. The knife was hidden in the dining hall before the party even started. I should be able to prove it. Yeah, it's because of the duct tape.
I see!
You see? Yep, I see as well.
There was duct tape left under the table where the body was found. Huh? Duct tape? They probably hid the knife by duct taping it to the underside of the table.
Yep.
Oh, so that's why we found duct tape there.
Though Byakuya was thorough, even he couldn't have noticed a weapon taped to the underside of the table.
But how did he notice it? He clearly went directly over there.
This may be off topic, but why was Byakuya acting so paranoid?
The note.
Not only did he bring a self-defense kit, but he had night vision goggles inside the case too.
That's true. He went above and beyond being a little cautious.
Yeah.
Now that you mention it, that applies to the dangerous items he confiscated as well. It's one thing to be a little cautious, but performing a body check is a bit much.
He probably knew. Someone was planning to commit a murder.
Well, you don't even have to say probably, Nagato. Weren't you there with us when we found the note?
Are you saying he predicted the murder? Could it be? Was he also in possession of the all-seeing eye?
Why didn't you predict the murder then if you were in possession of the all-seeing eye, Gundam?
You think so too, right, Hajime?
That's right, Byakuya probably knew there was a possibility that a murder could occur. Not even probably. Why are you even saying probably? We have that note, right? Yeah, here we go. Be careful, the first kill will happen tonight. Someone will definitely kill someone.
I can prove it with this.
Although that could have been from Monokuma.
Everyone, can you please take a look at this?
And I kind of feel like it was. Be careful, the first kill will happen tonight. Someone will definitely kill someone.
Hey, the hell is this?
And it's a pretty, like, robotic type of handwriting, so I think it would fit Monokuma. Although, actually, we saw Monokuma's handwriting before in the first game. I don't remember what it looked like, though.
Hajime and I found this in Byakuya's cottage.
It looks like a threatening letter someone sent to him.
Yep.
So, who's the someone?
Nobody besides Monokuma would write such a dumb, threatening letter like that.
I mean, I kind of agree, Hiyoko. Who actually would write a threatening letter like that for no reason? I mean, maybe it's Yakuza guy, because he loves to, you know, act all big and tough and cause trouble, so maybe he did that? I don't know.
Wasn't me.
Wasn't it? Okay, Monokuma, if you say so.
Sure.
I know, right?
The only lies I tell are friendly lies.
What is a friendly lie? What does that even mean?
Those are still lies.
Doesn't matter who wrote it yet. So, Byakuya became paranoid because of this threatening letter?
Yep.
He probably decided to throw a party because of the letter. What do you mean? By gathering everyone in one place, he tried to create a situation where everyone could keep tabs on each other.
Yeah, this is definitely, I've said it before, but this is definitely Makoto's, this is definitely Naegi's voice actor. Yeah, this is definitely Makoto Naegi's voice actor. Very weird. This guy's clearly Makoto.
In doing so, he tried to put the writer of the letter in a situation where they couldn't act.
Mm-hmm.
But the letter might have been just a little prank.
As long as he was determined not to let any of us die, he couldn't take that risk. His strong sense of responsibility made him believe the letter was legitimate.
Yeah, he had made a promise to everybody else, and that forced him to do this.
He should have told us he received a threatening letter.
If he had, we would have panicked. Byakuya probably knew that too.
Yeah.
So, he tried to do something about it without telling anyone? I see. Strong sense of responsibility as our leader was his undoing.
Yep, that might be what made him the target as well. But like I said, I feel like maybe somebody figured he would kill somebody. Maybe somebody else also got a similar letter and thought that Byakuya was gonna... Yeah, I think that might be it. Somebody else probably got a similar letter. Maybe? And then they saw that Byakuya was setting up this... this whole party. And then they saw that Byakuya was going for the knife, and so they stabbed him and killed him? To try to save everybody else? Maybe?
Screw that noise! Who the hell wrote that letter?
Yeah, I mean, I agree, Akane. Who wrote the letter? That's extremely important. Even if they're not the killer, they're to blame for a lot of this.
Well, obviously, the killer.
Not completely true. Killer. Yes? What about the killer, Hajime? Is it really one of us? Who is it? I mean, you got Hyoko smiling all scarily right next to you there, but I don't think it was Hyoko. Among Us, who's the one who killed Byakuya?
Enough already! Show yourself, you coward!
If they were willing to come forward, they never would have committed a murder in the first place.
But I still can't believe it. Someone in this room killed Byakuya. There's no way I can believe that yet.
Pardon me. Can I say something, please?
Oh?
What is it, Miss Sonia?
Oh, this dude. Kazuichi.
I regret that I must return to this topic, but I just realized something concerning the night vision goggles.
Hmm?
If Byakuya was indeed wearing those goggles, how did the killer manage to navigate in the dark?
Mm-hmm. That's what I can't understand as well. Was it that he didn't need to move anywhere because he was already positioned underneath the floorboards? Or was it that they followed the glow-in-the-dark paint to the knife?
You're right. They wouldn't have been able to see anything without the night vision goggles. But if the murderer had the goggles when they took the knife, then how did Byakuya see them?
Well, the murderer obviously didn't have the goggles when they took the knife. That's what we already established, right? Oh, are you saying, like, if, well, depending on who had them? Is that what you're trying to say, Teru? And then, like, even if they did see the knife with the glow-in-the-dark paint, how would they have been able to see Byakuya well enough to stab him in the stomach? And he had his stomach on the ground too, so that wouldn't have even been possible. Was somebody like closing their eyes during the party to adapt to, like, to get their night vision ready for when the lights turned off? Was there anybody doing that?
Even if the knife bore some sort of mark, it would have been difficult to see it in that darkness.
No, the killer definitely used a mark. And because of this mark, the killer was able to get the knife under the table into his hands. The glowing paint, but I still don't believe that the knife was necessarily the murder weapon.
I see! What if the glowing paint was the mark? With that, you'd be able to get the knife even in the dark. In actuality, the knife we found under the table and the duct tape stuck to the underside of the table were both marked with glowing paint, right?
Yep.
Does that mean the killer painted them in advance?
They would have had to have done that.
But painting them with glowing paint? It's as if they knew the blackout was going to happen.
Yep, they definitely did.
They had to have already known.
At least,
That's why they used the glowing paint as a mark.
at least whoever put the knife there knew that the blackout was going to happen. We don't necessarily know who the killer was yet, even with all of that.
Which means whoever set up the blackout is the killer.
Maybe.
The killer is whoever was in the office with the circuit breaker.
Why would you say that, Kazuichi? You're an engineer. You would know that there are other ways to turn off the power than the circuit breaker. I am now 90% sure that Kazuichi is the killer here.
Which means it was you, Peko Pekoyama!
He's also the one who's trying to blame everybody else.
Peko killed poor Byakuya? Was this island not big enough for 2 glasses wearers?
That's... Don't take anything he says seriously, Ibuki.
I'm not the killer.
Oh, I guess she's not.
Hucken just takes it at face value.
How can you believe her so easily?
How can anyone believe you so easily?
But with Peko's height, I don't think she'd be able to reach the circuit breaker in the office.
I don't care about a technicality like that. Peko's the one who tripped the breaker and caused the blackout.
What are you talking about? By tripping the breaker directly from the office, Peko was the one who caused the blackout? Is that really what happened? No, definitely not. After this debate, blue-colored weak spots will start appearing. Okay, are these the ones I have to use the silencer on? We call them argue spot. Oh, the one I've been seeing before are argue spots. Okay. The blue ones are agree spots. Okay, so I can use certain truth bullets or evidence to agree with somebody and say, yes, this is why you're right about that. Cool. Okay, that's actually really neat that they're adding that. Instead of arguing with the other person's lies, it's correct, and it'll become an agreement. Isn't it a little hot in here? From now on, you must infer whether it's best to argue or agree based on what's being debated. Are they saying that I might be overheating? My brain might be overheating from this new thing? No, it's fine. If anything, my brain was overheating from that versus conflict thing that we did earlier, where I had no idea which direction to slash or when to slash. I could tell that it was when the redness flashed, I needed to do that, but I didn't understand what direction. Alright, if you press the escape key, use controls. Alright, well then, good luck and have fun. Yep. Alright, let's do this. This shouldn't be too bad. Teru, Chiaki, Nekomaru's account? Whose account was it? Crap. I need to take a look at the those accounts. So Ibuki was the one with all the people's voices, right? Okay, that's all that. That has nothing to do with any of that. Teru. The stove in the kitchen is powered by electricity. Alright. And Chiaki. Fuyuhiko came to the old building and walked away. Alright. And then Nekomaru is the one that we had as well. He was just talking about the bathroom. I don't know how any of these are relevant except maybe Teru's.
She could have caused the blackout at any time.
That's
nope.
Impossible. Huh? Why is it impossible? Because I was not in the office. Not even before the blackout.
Oh, were you in the bathroom?
Sorry. Oh, you weren't in the office?
It's gotta be this one.
That's clearly a desperate excuse.
Just from listening to Peko's testimony, it's not weird to doubt her, but I feel like I spoke to someone during the investigation who totally backs up her testimony.
Since Peko was in the office...
Interesting, it doesn't... Okay.
She could have caused the...
I think it's gotta be this.
Not even before the blackout.
It's gotta be Nekomaru's account, I think.
I agree with that.
I agree with that. Alright.
No, I think Peko is telling the truth.
Don't tell me you're crushing on Peko.
You're one to talk, Kazuichi.
It's nothing like that at all. Nekomaru's account is actually Peko's alibi.
I've been trying to use it many times, but the door just won't open at all. And right, she had to go to the bathroom afterwards, too.
Someone was occupying the bathroom for a long time, shortly after the party started. And it was finally freed up after Byakuya's body was discovered.
Then the person who was in the bathroom that whole time was actually...
Everyone else besides Pekka was in the dining hall after the party started, right?
I see. So there's no way anybody else could have locked themselves in the bathroom except Pecco.
But does that mean that she was in the bathroom, then she left the bathroom, then she was back in? Like, was she having recurring problems? Is that what's happening here?
I guess that would be... true.
Do you not want to admit it? What do you mean, I guess?
You locked yourself in the commode? You should have said so earlier.
There's no way she'd actually say that. Gosh, you are so insensitive.
If she locked herself in the bathroom for that long, there's no doubt. It's shit.
Well, I guess so.
Oh, there's no way she'd admit it. There's no way she'd admit she was taking a shit.
Yeah, not like you, Nekomaru. You're very straightforward.
Hey, weren't you guys taught any basic manners? Or were you raised in a locker room?
I'm sorry.
Well, isn't he like the team manager? Of course he was raised in a locker room.
It's fine. How about we stop talking about this and move on to something else?
Agreed.
Don't worry, the smell wasn't that strong. I'm after you, so you can trust me.
I said it's fine.
Goodness gracious.
But still, you were in the bathroom for a really long time. Did you get food poisoning or something?
Yeah, I'm sure Teru has something to say about that.
As soon as I stepped into the office,
Oh, apparently
I
not.
felt this sudden rush of pain in my stomach.
The office? Is there something weird about the office?
Because of that, I was unable to leave the bathroom, including when the blackout occurred.
Okay, you know what? When we first entered the place, I tried to check the bathroom, and we said that we didn't need to go. So I think she wasn't actually in there then. I was thinking that the bathroom was occupied, like, for the entire time, but it seems like that wasn't the case. It was just after she was put into the office, I think? Because I was wondering who was in there, like, for the entirety of the party, but that wasn't actually the case. There wasn't anybody earlier. We just didn't check in there because our character Hajime is a doofus. He didn't want to go and check it. All right.
Hey, how did it feel to do your business in the dark? Did you get excited?
What's wrong with you, Teru?
Seriously.
Actually, don't even tell me. I don't even want to know what's wrong with you.
But still, your stomach pain. Was that really just a coincidence?
That's what I'm wondering too. Why did she suddenly get stomach pain when she entered the office?
Hey, what's the deal? Don't butt into other people's business, especially if you didn't do any investigating.
Well, no, he brings up a good point, because it could have been that Teru used food poisoning on her to get her out of the office so that Teru could go and trip the breaker and do the murder things. That isn't what happened, but that's probably what he's getting at, and it makes sense to bring that up.
I'm only butting in because you fucking idiots are out of your element.
Well, I mean, I don't disagree with you that most of these people here are idiots, but you're not that great either.
Stop this childish nonsense. Just what do you mean by coincidence?
What I mean is it possible someone slipped her some laxatives?
Maybe.
Laxatives?
If so, the killer could have tripped the breaker as soon as that girl left the office, don't you think?
I see.
Oh, or that, yeah, that's what I was saying. Yep. The question is whether Pecco's stomachache was a coincidence or if somebody intentionally caused it. Depending on the answer, the outcome of this trial could change drastically. Oh, well, I mean, I don't know if she could have been slipped laxatives or not, but I think even if she did, that doesn't matter. Because it wasn't the breaker that tripped it. Make your argument. Or, I mean, the breaker tripped, but it wasn't because of somebody manually doing anything to it. Embarrassing pose, what does that have to do with anything? Night vision goggles, AC timer.
Did you eat anything weird?
I don't remember eating anything weird. Now that you mention it, you brought food to the office, right?
That's true.
Just a little bit from the dining hall.
There might have been some laxatives in it, don't you think?
Taro cooked the food. How suspicious.
That's what I thought they were gonna get
I
at.
wouldn't do anything like that. Laxatives would ruin the taste.
Whether Pecco's stomachache was a coincidence or if somebody intentionally caused it, we need to clarify that first.
Did you eat anything?
Okay, so the
weird?
focus is on the food now. So
don't
Party
remember
Dishes
eating
is a
anything.
truth bullet. What does Party Dishes say? Let's take a look. He poured his heart and soul into cooking various dishes. However, Akane and Pecco were the only ones who ate them. But Akane didn't get any stomachache. And Akane absolutely obliterated them. So that's actually a good thing to say. So we can say that.
You brought food to the Ark just a little bit from.
There might have been some
Taro cooked the. I wouldn't do anything.
Laxatives would ruin the taste.
Do we do it on this one or the other? The fact that it would ruin the taste? We could talk to Akane about that?
Did you eat anything weird?
I don't remember eating anything weird.
I think we're doing it on the last
You
one.
brought food to the Ark just a little bit from.
There might have been
I
some
mean, we could also do it
laxatives in
here, but I think it's agreeing with Teruteru.
Would ruin the taste.
No? Okay, maybe it was the other one. What? I was wrong about something and put in laxatives in my dishes. No, I was trying to agree with you.
Did you eat anything weird?
I don't remember eating. Now that you brought food to the Ark just a little bit from.
There might have been some laxatives in it, don't you?
No, that's wrong.
No, that's wrong. I mean, I feel like agreeing with Teruteru could have worked there as well, because Akane should have known what the taste
It's impossible
was.
that laxatives were slipped into the food in the dining hall. Because Pekka wasn't the only one who ate that food. Akane ate some of it too.
Yep.
If the food had laxatives in it, I'm pretty sure Akane would have had stomach issues as well.
Yep.
I feel totally fine.
Unless you just have like an iron stomach.
Like I said, the dishes are innocent. Don't go making weird accusations.
I apologize for causing a scene. Fuyuhiko should apologize, not you. He's the one who made the laxative accusation.
He doesn't need to apologize. He made an important observation.
What the fuck did you say, bitch?
There's this bickering.
Agreed, Sonia.
Let's just dismiss Pecco's stomachache as a coincidence and go back to discussing the blackout.
I'm surprised Beacon is the one speaking out. I guess she just wants everyone to get along.
Yeah. We already know that, you trashy skank. You don't have to tell us. Trashy skank?
I mean, apparently she does have to tell us, because everyone's starting to argue if... So, they do need a reminder. As long as the murder happened during the blackout, then the blackout itself is what's actually important. So we need to make it clear how that blackout occurred. It must have been the irons and the AC. Okay, I only have the irons, so we're using the irons.
Who tripped the breaker and how did they do it? If you can't answer that, I'm gonna bop you on the head.
Did they throw a stone?
Bop you on the head?
Maybe they used a remote control?
They probably messed with the breaker.
It does not have to be the breaker. They may have tampered with the power supply and transmitters.
Or maybe
Nope.
they caused a power surge?
Yep. As expected,
I bet
Mikon
it's
is the
really
smart
not
one.
Kuma's fault.
By the way, I'm not a trashy skank.
Yeah, we get it, Mikon. Alright, how did the killer trip the circuit breaker? I'm pretty sure I already have that clue. Yep, we already know what's going on here.
Breaker, and how did they? If you can't answer that, did they throw a?
Maybe they used a remote.
They probably. It does not have to be. They
I
may
think I
have
called
tampered, or maybe they caused a power
Mahiru
surge.
Mikon. But here you go.
I agree with that. It's just as Mahiru said.
Mahiru, yeah.
Blackout
Okay,
was
so it
caused
is
by a power
Mahiru.
surge.
Thank goodness I'm getting these names said out loud so I can actually say them right. So it's Mahiru.
Of course, that's not a coincidence. Someone caused it intentionally.
I like the way you said that. Someone caused it intentionally.
Which is why those 3 irons were arranged to cause the blackout.
Yep.
When you found them right after the blackout, the irons were still on, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, Nagito should be able to tell us, right?
So by leaving those irons on in the storage room, they deliberately caused a power surge.
Yeah. It seems that's how the killer caused the blackout.
Mm-hmm. At least partially.
Stupid fool!
Okay, here comes this again. I'm gonna have to figure out how I do
Hold on a
this.
second, let me speak too!
What the heck?
You say the iron's in the storage room, were used to trigger the blackout? That's inexcusable!
It's not enough power. Rebuttal showdown. EC timer for sure.
The irons in the storage room caused the blackout. Then for the killer to turn the irons on. You're saying they went all the way to the storage room? And that means everyone who was in the dining hall when the blackout occurred can't be a suspect.
People who were in the dining hall weren't able to cause the blackout. Is that really it? Narrowing down the suspects like that is dangerous. I should address that first. Oh, the fact that he's trying to narrow down the suspects, I need to address that first.
The storage room caused the blackout. Then for the killer to turn the irons on.
Hold on. What am I need to be able to take a look at my pieces. Or like, let me listen to him first.
You're saying they went all the way to the storage room? And that means everyone who was in the dining hall when the blackout occurred can't be a suspect.
Everyone in the dining hall can't be a suspect because they weren't able to go to the storage room? That's what he's saying?
If the irons
Okay, so what do I have that goes against that?
Then for the killer to turn the irons on. You're saying they went all the way to the storage room? And that means everyone who was in the dining hall when the blackout occurred can't be a suspect.
Alright, I need to know which
If the
thing I
irons in the
use here.
storage room caused the blackout. Then for the killer to turn the irons on. You're saying they went all the way to the storage room? And that means everyone who was in the dining hall.
Does it have to do with the direction of the letters?
Can't be a suspect.
I think it does. So is it the direct orientation of the letters? That's how I have to slash?
Blackout occurred, can't be a suspect.
Okay, I think I get it now. I think I partially get it. The direction that I press tells me which one of the letters I'm killing. But now I have to somehow kill the right letters by the ones that are more incorrect. Is that what I do? I have to slash the incorrect statements? Like super fast like that?
If the irons in the storage room caused the blackout, then for the killer to turn the irons on. You're saying they went all the way to the storage room? And that means everyone who was in the dining hall when the blackout occurred can't be a suspect.
Okay, I'm just gonna need to memorize this, I think.
Blackout.
So left,
Then for the killer to turn the irons off, you're saying they
right,
went all the way to the storage room?
left,
And that means
left? Is that what I
everyone who
do?
was in the dining hall when the blackout occurred can't be a suspect.
Do I just keep slashing them? Is that what I do? I have no idea. What? Wait. Huh?
If the irons in the storage room caused, then for the killer to turn the irons
Oh,
off,
maybe I just slash the statements and I don't have to worry about what I do.
that means everyone who, when the blackout occurred, can't be a suspect.
I think that's it. Yeah, I think that's what I
Just
do.
because people were in the dining hall doesn't mean they're not a suspect.
Okay, I'm understanding this a bit more
People
now.
in the dining hall weren't able to cover. If the irons caused the blackout, then the killer had to go to the storage room before that and turn on the iron.
So they
How do you
didn't.
intend to take back what you said?
So they didn't do the
People in the
whole
dining
blackout.
hall, if the irons caused the
There we go.
blackout,
Okay, I'm getting it. I'm getting it now, a little bit. It's a bit fast. I wish I could slow it. Actually, I probably can slow it down. I should have held
They
space.
weren't the direct trigger. The direct trigger was when the air conditioners in the dining hall and office clicked on.
Yep, and we even heard it.
air conditioners!
The timers for both air conditioners were set to 11:30 p.m.
11:30 p.m. Mr. Ham Hands died around that time too.
I see. When the timers activated the air conditioners, the breaker was tripped and caused a blackout.
Yep.
I see. I understand. Indubitably.
Indubitably?
They probably
Why
checked
are you
the
freaking out about that
energy
word,
usage
Sonia?
in advance and used the irons to nearly max it out.
Yep, they would have had to
So
know
once they
how to
set
do
the
that.
air conditioners timers, they just had to wait until they started up on their own.
If so, even if Pekka was in the office, it still would have been possible to cause a blackout, indubitably.
Yep.
Indubitably? Miss Sonia, not you too.
Not you too? What are you talking about?
Usage. They probably asked Monokuma about it.
What's wrong with saying indubitably?
Dun, dun, dun.
What do you mean dun dun dun?
Is she right? Such a hateful bear. You deserve to die 1,000 deaths.
No, he definitely did not cause the blackout. I would think it has to be Kazuichi. He was the only one who would know how to do something like that.
1,000, you say? If I died that many times, I might really stay dead, you know?
Oh?
Shut
Is
up!
that how many copies you have?
Stay quiet! I couldn't have prevented the blackout even if I was in the office. But even so, I feel regret. If I was in the office,
You could have turned it back
I could have
on.
reset the breaker
Yep.
in time. And maybe the murder wouldn't have occurred.
So maybe her stomachache is related? Is that possible? Yeah, she could have turned the breaker on before the murder was even done happening, probably. Did somebody intentionally make her sick in some other way? How would that have been possible? She says she felt sick as soon as she entered the office. Could the office room itself have some sort of trap in it that somebody set up? I don't see how.
No. The breaker in the office was built into a high area of the wall that's impossible to reach.
I mean, I don't know. She's a
Resetting
martial.
The breaker in that darkness would have been impossible, no matter what.
I don't know. I feel like she could have found some way to do it. She's a martial artist. She's got, you know, I'm sure she's got hops. She can jump.
Sounds like you don't need to blame yourself.
Even so, the killer is so sly. I'm starting to worry we may never actually find them.
Hold on. Did the Yakuza guy just try to comfort her? That's very out of character for him.
It's alright. You don't have to worry. Because they're just a petty killer, right? They can't defeat symbols of hope like you guys.
Huh? What, Nagito? There's symbols of hope? What are you talking all positive like this? But the way he said that was like in a kind of a condescending way. It was like, you're all symbols of hope, right? It was kind of like something Monokuma would say. I could really see Monokuma saying this line. They're just a petty killer, right? They can't defeat symbols of hope like you guys. You would totally say that sarcastically. What is up with Nagito? Huh? Yeah? I agree with you, Hajime, with your ominous music all of a sudden. I agree.
There's no way everybody will lose now. This little incident will just be a stepping stone for you all.
For you all. As if he's not one of us. Huh?
In the end, hope always wins. That's what I believe.
Well, you sure are the ultimate hope, believing in hope till the very end, but like, what are you talking about?
Nagito? What happened to you?
He's always been this way. What do you mean what happened to you? He's just showing his true crazy now.
Huh? What do you mean?
Well, you have been saying this whole time that there's no way a killer could be among us.
Oh, is that so? Well, let's just put that minor detail aside for now and talk about the incident.
Minor detail aside for now and talk about the incident? What are you getting about, Hajime? About how he's just suddenly accepting that there was a killer amongst us, and now he's saying, oh, well, I didn't think there was a killer, but if there is even if there is a killer amongst us, we'll all still be fine. Is that what Hajime is getting at?
For now, we found out how the blackout occurred. But the question is, who caused it, right?
Yeah, but man, is Nagito suspicious. But the game is obviously trying to make him suspicious. Why does the game want him to be so suspicious? Is he actually not suspicious because he's so suspicious? Now I don't know.
Anybody could have hid and set the timers for the air conditioners.
Yep.
Setting up the irons in the storage room could have been done before Byakuya set foot in the old building.
Yeah, it could have been done by you mean? Is that what you're trying to say? And why are you in that like JoJo pose looking at your hand like this? Like what are you doing there? What are you looking at?
What a shame. Any one of us is capable of that.
Yeah, it is a shame. I agree.
What are you implying?
He's just saying, after
After all this time, we still haven't made any progress.
Yeah, you're not wrong, Yoko.
Huh? Even though we have been arguing for so long?
Exactly. Although I don't totally agree because they're saying that any one of us could have done it. I think that there's one person in particular that could have done it easier than most.
Unfortunately, it's the truth. Despite the fact that we've discussed this at length, there's not even one clue that leads to the killer. But that might be because there's no way any of us could be a killer.
So that's his angle? That's what you're getting at, Nagito?
You're changing your story again?
Yeah, what's up with this dude?
Anyway, I have an idea about what we all should do at this point.
What is that?
Has anyone thought about our situation like this? Instead of surviving by doubting others, isn't it better to get killed for believing in others?
Huh? Are you saying we should all vote for no one? And then all take the risk of getting executed? Is that what he's saying? What? Instead of surviving by doubting doubting others, isn't it better to get killed for believing in others? Is he saying that there is a killer amongst us, but we should just let the killer escape by believing in everybody? What? Is there multiple endings to this game? One where, like, is there 3 endings to this trial? One where you don't vote for anybody, go with Nagito's choice, everyone gets executed, or maybe not. Maybe it's the true ending, everybody wins because there was no killer. And maybe there's a second ending where we find the killer and we execute them. And then a third ending where, like, why did I think there was 3 endings? Because there could have been no killer. Oh yeah, there could have been a killer, or there could have been Nagito as the killer. Maybe Nagito is the actual killer, but then there's also a fake killer that Nagito is setting up, and that's Kazuichi? That's what I'm thinking. Maybe nobody killed, and we get out free. Maybe Nagito killed, and then maybe Kazuichi killed. Those are the 3 options. I feel like it's possible that Nagito did the killing and set it up to look like it was Kazuichi. I feel like it could have also just been that Kazuichi did it. I don't think nobody did it, because he's dead. But I feel like saying that nobody did it would be an option, because we could go with what Nagito was saying and all get executed. So crazy what's going on here. I don't know what's right and what's wrong, but boy is Nagito weird.
Doesn't that mean... Are you saying we should all just give up and die?
Is this like Dark Souls? We're gonna become hollow?
Nagito, there's definitely something wrong with you.
Does he still truly believe that nobody here is a killer? Because he said that we should all just die. If he's saying that, then he's saying that there is a killer. But he's saying we should believe in them anyways?
You guys only think there's something wrong with me because there's something wrong with you. Suspecting each other like this. There's no way that's healthy behavior.
But Monokuma told us that one of us did it. Maybe we shouldn't believe him, but somebody did die. It's normal to suspect each other when one of us has died, and we were there for it. We were there and witnessed them dead. It's extremely normal for us to suspect each other. Even if it wasn't us and it was Monokuma or something, it's extremely normal to do that. But not being a healthy behavior? I mean, I guess that's true. But what other choice do we have?
Let's stop this already. We don't have to find out who the killer is. I can't stand this anymore. I don't want to do this to my friends.
Okay, so are you saying that you're just in denial? Is that what this is? Your happy-go-lucky attitude is just you being like Yasuhiro from the first game? Is that what this is? Are you the Yasuhiro of this game? And you're just just not accepting the fact that this is a killing game.
I don't want to do this either.
Me too! Please, take me home already!
This is not helpful. He said that doubting each other wasn't healthy, but this is actually what's not helpful. He's breaking down the resolve of everybody to keep moving forward.
I want to go home and eat candy! Stop it. If everyone acts like this, I'm gonna...
Gonna what?
Everyone calm down.
We're all friends, aren't we? There's no way one friend would murder another.
But like Yakuza guy said, we're not really friends. We just are acquaintances. We only just met each other.
Then why did Byakuya die?
Yeah, exactly, Hajime. Thank you for bringing it up.
Who cares? Let's just give up already.
Who cares? How can you call somebody your friend and then say, who cares, when they die? In that case, they weren't truly your friend, were they?
There are no clues that lead to the killer anyway. Not a single one.
And what do you mean, who cares that there was a murderer? If there was somebody who murdered Byakuya, why would you say who cares? They could easily go and kill somebody else. Not that anybody couldn't always just randomly kill anybody, but if there's somebody who's already killed, it is important to try to figure out who did that.
That's wrong.
Thank you, Chiaki.
I think...
Thank you for stepping in. She's another one of the smarter characters.
Did you say something?
What are you making that face for? Looking down on her like that.
'Cause we've already found a clue that might point to who the killer is.
Oh?
You know who the killer is?
The killer? I don't know. But we do have a clue about a suspicious person. I think.
A suspicious person? Talking about Yakuza dude or what?
I see. Then care to tell me, what's this clue you're talking about?
This is so weird.
First of all, let's try thinking about how the killer was able to obtain the knife during the
It's like a
blackout.
second Monokuma. He's like a Monokuma of hope.
Didn't we already cover that? They use glowing paint as a mark.
No, not that. I mean before that.
Yeah, they had to have gotten the knife before Byakuya took all of them. Before? Is he asking how the killer got close to that table? Got close to that table? Even if they had to obtain the knife by relying on the glow from the paint in order to do that, they needed to get close to that table while it was still dark. So they would have had to have already been close. Which was
Let's
you,
try examining the situation.
Nagito.
Ayu's diagram might be useful here.
The diagram of where everyone was standing before the blackout, right? Here it is.
Yep, Nagito is right there. So were we, but... This is I thought. This diagram is the clue. I guess. Who the killer is and how they were able to move to the table in the dark. That's clearly shown in this diagram. First, we need to discuss how the killer was able to move to that table in the dark. The killer probably used something to help them move in the dark. What, did they follow the cable of the lamp? Spot selection. A suspicious spot. This.
Here! The killer must have used the desk lamp to move to that table in the dark.
Yep, I guess so. I mean, he was already there, though.
The desk lamp? I hope you don't mean they turned on a light or something.
There was a blackout. There's no way the killer could have used the desk lamp.
What? It was on that very desk. Of course there's no way they used the desk lamp's light. The killer actually used the power cord.
I can prove it with this. They didn't turn the desk lamp on. They used its power cord.
Yep, next going, Hajime.
Power cord?
They could have felt their way to that table using the power cord, right? By doing that, the killer was able to move to the table, then use the glowing paint to find the knife.
I really like Hajime as the main character of this game. He hasn't said anything dumb so far. He's been very on point. He's been very smart, and yeah, been really aggressively going after the truth, and even going against Nagito, who was trying to act all buddy-buddy and become his friend.
And there's only one person here who could have done that.
Who?
The only person here who could have possibly done it. Is it really Nagito? Seriously? This early on in the game, it would be Nagito? The guy who was the most suspicious of suspicious anythings? Nagito was the one? Maybe he caused the blackout and planted the knife there? But I don't think he was the one to do the killing. What is going on? Is he going to have some sort of explanation for his actions and he's not going to end up being the killer? Or are we going to execute him? He's got to come back later on if even if he's a killer. This doesn't make any sense.
You're the only one!
Yeah, you're the only one.
It was you, wasn't it?
Me?
You were the one
Judging
closest.
from everyone's positions before the blackout, the only person near the power cord was you.
Which means the only one who could have felt their way to the table using the power cord was Nagito!
That's just a coincidence.
But still.
He doesn't make very good arguments. He really doesn't. He doesn't even try to make good arguments. Nagito's chance to hide the knife under the table was when he was cleaning, honestly.
I see! Nagito, weren't you cleaning the dining hall all morning? If so, you would have had a chance to hide the knife.
Yep.
That's... If you factor in the power cord and the time you spent cleaning, you're the only one who could have done it.
Seriously? That's all just a coincidence.
If it was just one coincidence, it'd be fine. But when it's one right after another...
Yeah, I mean, no matter if he's the killer or not, he's incredibly suspicious.
I wonder, is something like that even possible? Could it be? Did you give yourself cleaning duty on purpose so you could hide the knife?
He was
under
the one that
table?
was holding all the sticks. He could have known which one was the right one. And also, he's an ultimate lucky student. Maybe he relied on his luck.
Now that you mention it, Nagito did prepare the drawing to pick who cleaned the dining hall.
Yep. He prepared it in advance.
You rigged the drawing, didn't you? That's how you got picked to clean the dining hall, isn't it? I don't know if you're the killer or not, but...
I agree. I agree, Tiaki.
Right?
No matter what, he's incredibly suspicious. And I feel like he's not going to be the killer, but he's going to remain absurdly suspicious throughout this entire game. What is wrong with him?
If that's the case, that strange speech you made earlier, that was part of your plan too.
You got us to lower our guard and tried to hide the fact that you did it, didn't you, you motherfucker?
Finally, Fuyuhiko's anger is actually justified for once.
Well, just admit it already.
He's not even arguing.
Nagito, tell me you object to this. Frankly, I don't want to believe it either. We investigated together. You were so kind. I can't believe you're the one who killed Byakuya. Nagito, say something.
Are you really not gonna say anything? That's a weird laugh. Huh? Did he get possessed? He's got the swirly eyes. What's going on here?
The Ultimates are working together to combat the despair of their friend's death.
Now he's... What? The Ultimates are working together to combat the despair of their friend's death. What is going on with you? Has he been possessed by the spirit of Junko Enoshima or something like that? That's what it seems like.
How wonderful. How beautiful it is.
He's saying the same kinds of things with the same kinds of tone that Junko did before she died. Ah, how wonderful. So this is how the despair of death feels. That's what it sounds like he's saying.
Huh?
Those eyes. Yep, you've seen them before. At that moment, Nagito's eyes. The darkness in his eyes shone brightly as if layers upon layers of darkness were folding into each other. As if hope and despair had been crudely mixed together. Hope and despair mixed together. I mean, that is what the ultimate despair wanted, right? They wanted to create hope and then crush it with the despair. Is there a name for that? The combination of hope and despair? Is it just suffering? Is it pain? Is that what it is?
Let's cut to the chase. You're correct. It was my doing all along.
Was it? That still doesn't explain everything.
I'm the one who hid the knife under the table before the party started.
Is it gonna be, like I said, his doing that he set up the murder? Or the circumstances for the murder, but he wasn't the murderer and we're gonna execute somebody else? And then we're gonna have to live with this insane person making trouble amongst us without being able to do anything about it? I mean, I guess somebody can murder him, but... Man.
I'm the one who used the power cord to find my way to the table in the dark. And of course, I'm the one who caused the blackout.
But you didn't say that you were the one who did the murder.
After all, there's no way I'd knowingly whip out a knife in front of everyone, right?
I mean, I wouldn't put it past you, considering how absurd you are.
Is it just me, or does he seem a little nuts right now?
Yeah, I feel sorry for you, Ibuki, having to be next to him.
But I never expected Byakuya to have night vision goggles. Because of that, we had ourselves a little scuffle under the table.
I doubt that.
Well, you all saw how that played out.
There wasn't enough noise for there to have been a scuffle. Byakuya would have had to have basically died instantly, or at least been stabbed in the neck very early on, without suspecting it.
But with a twist ending like this, I think we can all agree this ended up being a very interesting mystery.
No?
Byakuya performed admirably.
Just stop it already! Seriously! What the hell happened to you?
Even Kazuichi's getting freaked out. Did Kazuichi really not do it?
Don't tell me. Is this your true nature? Were you lying to us this entire time?
Me? Lie? That's outrageous. There's no way someone like me could ever lie to you guys. I understand better than anyone else that I'm ultimately worthless. I'm too arrogant to have dreams or cling to hope. Too disdainful to actually try at anything.
Too arrogant to have dreams or cling to hope? That doesn't make any sense. Wouldn't being arrogant make you have hope because you feel like you can do everything? And also have dreams? Like, that doesn't... His statement there makes no sense. How could you be too arrogant to have dreams or cling to hope? Too disdainful to actually try at anything.
I've made peace with the fact that I'm a lowly, stupid, insignificant human who can't do anything right.
Holy crap! He's totally the type of guy who spent his childhood killing neighborhood pets!
I mean, no, Hyoko is the one who did that, but I get what you're saying, Ibuki.
He seems like the sort of person whose eyes light up while watching Friday the 13th. Just like me.
What? What are you talking about, Sonia?
That's quite the hobby you have there. But, like, now's not really the time to bring it up.
Yeah. That's very weird, but okay. This guy, is he... Is he the real Nagito? Or is he a possessed Nagito and he's actually fake, and this stuff actually transfers from person to person, and Junko's spirit passed into Nagito now? Is that what's going on? Is it a ghost?
Hey, Nagito. If you were behind all of this, then did you also send that threatening letter?
Yep, I sure did.
I mean, I can believe that, but I can't believe that he just did every part of this and he's the
Nobody else
killer.
on this island whose handwriting is that painful to look at, right?
But why would you send a threatening letter in the first place?
I think somewhere deep in my heart, I was probably hoping to find someone who would stop my evil deeds. Well, I bet if that really was my reason, at least some of you would feel sorry for me.
Okay, what are you getting at? He's saying if that really was my reason, so it's not. So you basically just told a lie, even though you said that you wouldn't lie to us. What?
Are you making fun of us?
Clearly he kind of is.
By threatening Byakuya, Nagito was likely able to manipulate his actions.
Yeah, to start the party. But he must have known exactly what Byakuya would have done. He would have had to have known Byakuya very well, like Makoto did.
In doing so, Nagito was able to manipulate everyone to the scene where the murder would occur. Am I wrong?
That reminds me. Nagito was the one who suggested I guard the office.
How would Nagito have poisoned you though, to get you to get away from it? Not that it would have mattered either way, but I mean, I guess it kind of would have, because she wouldn't have been able to. She would have been able to turn the breaker on instantly if she was in there by doing something. Probably, I'm sure she would have found a way.
Oh, I get it. If Peko was guarding the storage room, Nagito wouldn't have been able to use the irons.
True.
The threatening letter, along with all your suggestions, was all a trap to manipulate us.
Yep, that's true too. But you're wrong about one thing.
Oh?
Huh? What?
I didn't need to rig the drawing for cleaning duty, you know?
Because he has ultimate luck.
If that's true, then how did you conveniently get picked for cleaning duty?
I see. Well, there's no way I'd expect you to remember it. A worthless talent for a worthless human.
Well, it's not worthless. I mean, you made it do work. So you made it work for you. So clearly it's not worthless. You already proved that it wasn't worthless. Like his talent? I believe his talent is ultimate lucky student.
I see.
You're the ultimate lucky student. Then, did you?
That's right. I just trusted my luck. I trusted I'd be picked for cleaning duty.
You just relied on your luck?
It's not just luck. It's true my talent sucks, but I'm still the ultimate lucky student, you know?
Well, then if that's the case though, then are you lucky? And is the is the way that this class trial played out lucky for you? Is this the way that you wanted everything to be in the first place? Huh? I'm left with the red mark? Oh, yeah. Yeah. We get it.
At the time, Hajime said I wasn't lucky. But it was actually the opposite. I was lucky. That's why I got picked for cleaning duty. Just like I wanted.
Enough. I don't care about that anymore. More importantly, why did you kill Byakuya? Answer me!
Because he was helping everybody. He was having everybody just stay together and not kill anybody.
Byakuya was a very capable leader. For someone like him to get killed, the despair it brings.
But what about the holes in the floorboards? We still haven't used that piece of the puzzle. What does that have to do with anything? What about the account from the Chunibyo guy? We still haven't heard his account. about what's underneath.
It's only fitting that you symbols of hope should use his death as a stepping stone to shine even brighter. That was my only motivation.
Just to... Whatever you say, buddy. Let me... Can I read that again? I think I missed some of what he just said there. It's only fitting that you symbols of hope should use his death as a stepping stone to shine even brighter. Yeah, so he just wanted to kill a capable leader and bring despair to us all.
You're not making any sense!
Fine, let's start the damn vote already. I'm ready to fucking kill this psycho.
Please, Monokuma!
Probably not smart.
Please, wait!
Oh.
Huh?
Yukon, you have something to say?
The fuck?
How should I put this?
This is a very difficult thing to do, to start speaking at a time like this where it seems obvious that Nagito is the killer.
Is Nagito really the killer?
What are you saying? He's already confessed, hasn't he?
No, it must have something to do with the autopsy she did.
I already know that, but there's just something a little strange.
If it's only a little, then keep your mouth shut. Your ugly face is stressing me out. It makes me want to puke.
I'm sorry.
For now, might I suggest we listen to what she has to say?
But we know who the killer is.
Simply listening is acceptable.
Yep.
However,
I don't know what she has to
allow
say,
this to
but
end with mere
probably important.
play. Now then, let us lift the curtain for our bloody spectacle.
Hopefully not a bloody spectacle, but go on. From this point on, lines of white noise will appear to disrupt your reactions. It's interesting that we're getting so many mechanics in a single trial. Your truth bullets will disappear if they touch these lines, so think of them as obstacles in your debate. Is there going to be other things that are going to be added in future trials, or is this all? Because, like I said, it's interesting that we're getting all these mechanics at once. Please time your truth bullets just right so they won't get interrupted. If the difficulty is set to gentle, they won't appear. And in that case, the explanation has no meaning. But as developers, you could have just skipped over the explanation, but, I mean, that's okay. Oh, please don't worry, I'm not going to fall into despair. Huh? What? Even though it's meaningless, allow me to say one more thing. In this debate, you won't be able to shoot down the white noise that will be explained later. Oh, that will be explained later. Okay, so we can't use the silencer yet. If you press the start button during these arguments, you can view the controls. Okay. Saying start button, but I'm not using the controller. Alright. Whose account do I care about here? I have no idea. Probably Ibuki's.
I think it's strange that
The killer is so obviously Nagito!
He has already confessed.
Is she gonna say about how many stabs it took?
you know,
That bastard Nagito is the one who did it.
Nobody's letting her
He killed
speak.
Byakuya with the knife he hid.
oh, never mind.
Thanks for wasting our time, skanky bitch!
Then let's prepare to cast our votes.
And that's it. Okay. Why does Mikon think it's strange? It's because she must know something that contradicts the crime scene.
I think it's strange.
Nekomaro, Mikon's account. Do I need to say what Mikon's trying to say for her? Is that what I have to do? That's probably it. So Mikon's account was about the multiple stabs, right? I think? Or was that the Monokuma file? Several puncture wounds to his chest and abdomen. Thin, sharp weapon, 5... Yeah, okay. This talks about the murder weapon.
He has already
That bastard Nagi, he killed Byakuya
There we
with
go.
the knife he hid.
Oh, did I miss? There we go. Yeah, I
No,
missed.
that's wrong.
That knife might not be the murder weapon. That's what you wanted to say, right, Mikon?
Yeah, because it was 5mm in diameter, and it doesn't sound like the knife.
What the hell are you talking about? It's obvious the knife was the murder weapon.
Well, no, not really. It had way too little blood on it if it was the murder weapon.
On Byakuya's body, the actual weapon should be roughly 5 millimeters in diameter.
5 millimeters in diameter? That's like way skinnier than a knife.
Hey, that better be true. If you screwed up, I'll sell your fucking ass to a whorehouse.
What is wrong with this dude? He needs to calm down.
Not a whorehouse.
Okay, you don't have to take him seriously, Mikan. Well, actually, I mean, maybe you do have to take him seriously, because he might actually kill somebody, but...
Hey, why are you threatening her?
yeah. Go yell at him, Mahiru.
Is this what you're trying to say, Mikan? As long as we can't prove that the knife is the murder weapon, we can't assume that I'm the killer.
What are you saying? No one else can be the killer. It has to be you.
Hey, don't blame me. Mikan's the one who said it.
I'm sorry.
This is so weird. Oh, he wants to be proven that he's the killer.
Hey, Nagito. Are you still hiding something?
Obviously, he's still hiding something. But, like, is he gonna do this every trial? Is he gonna try to make it look like he's the killer every trial? But he's actually not, just to confuse everybody? What is going on here? But, of course, Chiaki is noticing that something's missing.
Hiding?
Like, during the blackout, did something happen between you and Byakuya that we don't know about?
Who knows?
After all
What?
this, what else do you intend to hide?
What could that be, though, that happened between him and Byakuya during the blackout before he was murdered? There couldn't have been much happening because it was such a short amount of time. Byakuya did say, like, what is this? Huh. I can't imagine what it was.
Jeez, the moment your back's against the wall, you get all silent. You piss me off.
What happened during the blackout?
Oh yeah, Ibuki can remember. She has all the voice lines in her head.
If you cross your eyes like this, it gives you double vision.
Good to know.
Don't get distracted. Our lives are at stake, you know?
Huh? Whose life is at stake?
Didn't you know that we all die if we don't get it right?
Seriously, how long is it gonna take for you to understand the damn rules?
Nobody can see in the dark, no matter how hard you think about it. The truth is beyond your sight.
What are you talking about? Nobody can see in the dark.
Don't you think that's a pretty clever metaphor? Despite the fact that it came from me?
Are you trying to say that you yourself aren't clever?
No, that's not it.
Not it. What's not it?
The truth is beyond our sight. No, that can't be it. There should be some way to find out what happened in the dark. Ibuki. She knows what happened. There we go.
I can prove it with this. Even if we couldn't see what happened in the dark, I'm pretty sure someone could have heard it.
Yep.
Isn't that right, Ibuki?
For reals?
I mean, you're the one who said it. Didn't you, Ibuki? Shouldn't you know what we're talking about? Don't act so surprised.
You were the one who told me, remember? How everyone was shouting during the blackout?
Everyone, calm down. We gotta stay calm in a situation like this. Ah! Don't step on my feet.
What the hell? What's going on here?
Yeah, this voice line. What's going on here? Did he see something with the night vision goggles that Nagito was doing?
This is
like, I can't imagine what they could have been doing and why it would have been important.
Ow!
Nagito says, "Ow!" Did he bump his head on the table? I don't get it. Did he lead Byakuya over there? Is that what? Did he like show him where the knife was?
Turn the damn lights on! I can't eat like this, you know.
You guys? Where are you? Wasn't the blackout just in the kitchen?
Perhaps the breaker overloaded?
Hold on a sec. I'll go along the wall and do something about it.
Such perceptive hearing. Impressive. I'd expect no less from the ultimate musician.
Well, it's more like impressive memory, to be honest. I mean, anyone could have heard all that stuff, but remembering all those different voice lines exactly? That's tough.
It's a good thing your ears are awesome because your face, style, figure, and personality totally suck.
You're not one to talk, Kyoko, I must say. Your personality is very poor. Definitely one of the worst ones here. Although I mean, it's quite a close race for the worst personality here, to be honest. We've got Teru Teru, we got Hyoko, and we've got the Yakuza dude.
However, after hearing what Byakuya and Nagito said in the dark...
What the hell? What's going on here? This is...
Ow!
It almost sounds like Byakuya fought back against Nagito or something.
Yeah, maybe? Maybe that's why Nagito said ow, because he like punched him or something, but I don't know.
Well, that's actually what happened.
Of course you would say that, Nagito. You want to be found guilty. So that we all die or something.
As a sign of respect for Ibuki's talent, I have a small confession to make.
Okay, so is Nagito gonna try to make it seem, try to get us killed every time? Is that what's happening? Like, first he tried to say that nobody was the killer, so we would all die. Then he tried to say that he is the killer, so that we all die. In future trials, is he gonna try to pin it on somebody else? Every single time? This is weird.
I was actually shoved out from under the table by Byakuya.
He shoved you out?
Just as the blackout occurred, I hurried to duck under the table and grab the knife. But Byakuya, wearing his night vision goggles, caught me and shoved me right out from under the table. That's right. I'm so incompetent that I couldn't even grab the knife.
So Byakuya stopped him when he was trying to get the knife? And he got shoved out from under the table before he could even grab it? Nothing he says can be that reliable. Well, it sounds plausible. I mean, just from listening to what they both said at the same time.
What the hell?
Yeah, we don't need that. We don't need to hear that again. I could interpret it like that. No, actually, now that I think about it, that sounds like exactly what happened. Nagito is just good at coming up with convincing lies, I think. We shouldn't just trust him like that.
After getting shoved out from under the table, I was just as confused as you guys. I lost sight of the glowing paint, and I didn't even know where the power cord was. Before I realized it, the lights had come back on, and Byakuya's body was lying under the table.
You mean you planned to kill him, and then he was killed by someone else? Is that what you're saying?
Hold on! Are you saying you're not the killer?
From the very beginning, the idea to throw a party, hiding the knife, setting up the blackout, it was all going according to plan. But unfortunately, my plan failed. And all thanks to Byakuya's night vision goggles.
Are we gonna have to tie this guy up after the class trial?
What happened after that? Even I don't know.
Okay.
You failed? Then you're not the one who killed Byakuya?
What on earth is happening here? This is such a crazy trial.
Then we're right back to square one!
How can that be? We spent all this time talking back and forth.
Meaninglessness. What other word is brimming with so much despair?
Again, he's sucking like Junko again.
But you can't give up. You need to have hope. Do your best and move forward. Rising to the challenge again and again is why you guys are the symbols of hope.
I mean, we have no choice but to do that, so... As much as I don't want to do what he says, that's what we're gonna do. Is Nagito really not the killer? Is this guy really the Nagito I knew before? He's just a scammer. He's a scam artist. That's what he is. No, there's no way I can say that. I just thought I knew him, but this whole time, I didn't know anything about this guy. Yep. I didn't know his true character. It's as simple as that. But now's not the time for me to dwell on that. Yeah, what better person for the ultimate despair to infect than the ultimate hope? We need to find Byakuya's killer by any means possible. Is the end game of this going to be us trying to exorcise the ultimate despair from Nagito's body? Is that what's gonna happen? Because if we don't, we will die here. Trial suspended.
Well,
Wait,
now.
trial suspended? Now then, the class trial has reached its climax, but... Okay, here's a question for you. What's this? To those of you who figured out who it is, how about you try out the Guess the Killer challenge? Whoever fails to guess the right killer will have their save data melt away like butter. But if you guess right, it'll reward you with $10 billion. 10 billion? Of course, for those of you who don't know who the killer is, you can just continue on.
Now then, what are you gonna do?
Crap! Left mouse button continue on. B, guess the killer challenge. I really should have unplugged my controller so it didn't keep giving me those prompts. I'm gonna press B to guess the killer because YOLO. There's no way you'd be able to guess who the killer is. Wait, I skipped something. Just kidding, you can't make a choice. There's no way you'd be able to guess who the killer is. Okay, well, you know what? I was trying to be all Dark Soulsy here and, you know, go with the no HP run and try to guess who the killer was, otherwise my save file is deleted. I thought that would have been a good idea, but apparently this game is not that evil and they're not even gonna let me do it. Crap. There's no way you'd be able to guess who the killer is. Is there? Is there no way? I mean, like I said, I was thinking that it has something to do with the place underneath and stabbing up from below. But I also thought that it was Kazuichi, but Kazuichi was in the room with us. It couldn't have been him. So who could it have been? Yakuza guy still? No, he didn't come in. Somebody inside the area who got into the... Somehow, the Chunibyo guy, he found a way to get his earring back from underneath the place. So that's all we need to know. We need to know how he was able to get his earring back. And that should hopefully tell us who the killer was. Yeah, so I don't have the right information yet.
And of course, there's no $10 billion either.
You're so evil.
Villain, you truly are a villain. Okay, well, they didn't give me the ability to choose. If I did choose, though, I probably would have gotten it wrong, because the person I was suspecting all this time was Kazuichi. And yet, I don't think it's Kazuichi now. So, I have no idea. Yeah, we'll save. Why not?